grew up in a country where, because of my mom being a former tennis player, all eyes were on me. Everyone had something to say about me. Everyone kept saying that I'm not gonna make it. And, you know, even though I had the right people around me trying to avoid all those thoughts, then for a kid, it wasn't easy to just, you know, block everything that, you know, I could hear from all the people around me. So for me, it was, and I had a few coaches saying that, you know, it's tough for you to make it the top 10. So when I got that level, for me, it wasn't something that I expected that I would, you know, achieve. Well, everyone thinks that, you know, getting on top of the game, it's just something that, yeah, everyone dreams of, and that's what everyone that plays tennis, you know, they want to just get on top of the game and on top of the ranking. But I can tell you for a fact that it's not easy to handle it. Like, for myself, it wasn't easy. Getting to number 3 in the world, which is my current ranking, and it's the highest ranking I've gotten to, it wasn't easy for me to handle the first few months. Not that number 3 was my goal. Number 1 is my goal, and, you know, as I said multiple times, you know, winning Grand Slams and a lot of tournaments is my goal, but it wasn't easy for me to handle it. And being one of the best female, you know, tennis players at the moment, there was a lot of pressure, you know, and it wasn't easy for me to just carry that weight around. I think everything started because I never ever expected to be one of the best players in the world. Then for me, getting to that point, it was something shocking. And, you know, I remember that match in Indian Wells, the semi-final, and I just started crying. And I was crying because I knew that for myself I achieved something big. And it wasn't easy, you know, to handle, you know, the expectations after that, and just going into tournaments as being sometimes the number 1 seed. And, you know, I felt like I have to win, I have to perform, I have to deliver, there was a constant I have to. So for me, it took time for me, you know, just to feel like myself again, as I said, and to realize what I have to do to get over this. I've cried so many times in public for different reasons, but it was okay. Like, I don't mind that I cried in public. I don't mind that I was, you know, on TV and there were a lot of people watching me at that time, because that was the feeling I had at the moment. So I was not gonna hold it or, you know, trying to hide it in any way. I do believe that there are a lot of players that, you know, struggle with the same emotions as I do in different ways. I know that I'm not the only one, and it's just that, you know, it's part of our life and part of life in general, I guess. Well, I felt like I was miserable the last few months. You know, I felt like it wasn't the Maria that, you know, she smiles, she laughs, she enjoys life. Everything had to do, you know, with results, and everything, you know, was related to how good or bad I was playing. So for me, it wasn't an easy, you know, 3-month, 4-month period after Indian Wells where I was just, you know, thinking of winning and just, you know, stay up in the rankings and stay, you know, at the top of the game, and that was the only thing I had in mind. And that made me feel very tired, very miserable, as I said. But now, you know, once I realized it, I just, you know, found a way to turn things around. You know, I'm a person that I like to smile, I like to laugh, I like to enjoy life. And I felt like everything except a few things in life that I was doing, I was not happy. And, you know, I was just traveling from tournament to tournament just because I had to, and just because the calendar was, you know, week after week and tournament after tournament. And I was just in a, how can I say it, like constant way of, you know, dealing with things that I did not enjoy doing. I did not enjoy myself being on the court. I had a few panic attacks every now and then, and that was something very tough to handle. And thankfully, because I have the right people around me, they helped me get over this. I started back in 2018 working with a psychologist back home because I was a little lost, with myself, and I lived for 4 years in Barcelona. I did not enjoy it at the end, so I just wanted, to get myself and my mind in the right, track. So I started working with her. She has helped me massively. I still work with her. I try to speak to her once a week. I trust her with everything. She's probably the person that she knows everything about me, and she has a very big place, in my heart, and she's a very big part of what I have achieved and what kind of person I am today. About everything, it can be about my career, it can be about my personal life, it can be about my family, it can be about my team. Obviously, there are certain things that we are working on, and things that everyone has to work on certain things and certain issues. But if there is something that I want to focus more, then we just focus on that. We do a lot of exercises, and it's very helpful. I think it's the best gift that I've ever done to myself. Well, it's a lot of obviously breathing and visualizing, and just going back on my childhood, and things that it's tough for me to explain because a lot of people won't understand, and she has her own way, which has helped me. Maybe it doesn't help everyone, but I really, really feel that was the right thing to do, and that is the right thing that I'm doing right now. And recently, I've been working with a sports psychologist, which he has helped me a lot on and off the court as well. There are things that both of them have, similar things that I'm working on, but a sports psychologist is more like, skills inside the court, skills on how to avoid pressure, avoid negative thoughts, how to speak nicely to myself, just having the right routines before and during the match and after, how to use the right words, how to speak to myself, how to speak to my team. These are new things, but both of these people have helped me massively. I think a lot of people don't give enough credit to what is mental wellness, mental health. As I said before, for me, working with a psychologist, and when I was 23, having someone to speak to, and just, yes, I'm very close to my family, but it's different. There are things that, she can help me with, and no one else can. So for me, it was the best gift, but it was just something that I will never regret, because I think that it is the key to happiness. It is the key to a lot of things. I think there is, stigma around mental health because the oldest generation, I believe that they felt like, going to a psychologist means that, or speaking to a psychologist, it means that I have some kind of mental issue, or I'm crazy, or, something is wrong with me, which is not. It's the opposite. I think that it's healthy to, speak to someone. It's healthy to try and become a better version of yourself, and to solve all your because everyone has issues. Like, let's be deadly honest. Like, who doesn't have issues? Even if those are small ones or big ones or whatever, everyone has issues. So for me, trying to, get over these ones, it's massive. And that's why I think there is this stigma around, mental health. I still believe that there are a lot of people in Greece that, like every country, that, feel the way I just spoke about, how if you, work on that, then it's for sure you have a mental issue and you have a problem, and whatever however you want to describe it. But I see a lot of my friends and my generation and a lot of people around me that, are working on that, and I'm very happy about it. On court, if my physicality is not there and it's not at 100%, because I run a lot, I move well, so that is one of my strengths on the court. If I don't feel that good, then I get stressed. I get like, I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling like I can give 100%, but then, these two are connected, obviously. So if I'm good up here, my movement and everything can get better, for sure. I have ways of monitoring it, and it's just that, I know what's good for me. I know how much sleep is good for me. I like to sleep a lot. I like to sleep early. I like good food because I come from a country that, we like to eat well, which for me, it makes me happy, having a good, like a nice meal for dinner. I go to bed and I'm happy and I'm satisfied. So that already helps my next day, and everything for either my match day or my practice day, and I'm just in a better mood for sure. It does affect it a lot. I mean, days that, I just wake up and if, I'm not the nicest, person, that doesn't happen that often, but have days that, I just, I'm pissed with no reason, or I'm not, that smiley girl that you see right now. It can be, I can be tough on the court. I can be very tough on myself. Sometimes it can be tough on my team, which I'm not proud about, but unfortunately, like tennis, we play week after week. We're gonna have moments where, we cannot be like, I don't know, robots every single week. Well, I do like to visualize myself before, going on the court, just picturing myself on that specific court I'm playing. The tactic, like follow the tactic and just think about it in my mind and just, go through that by myself after I speak with my team. And then I don't want to be too serious before a match. I like to have fun. I like to, joke around with my team, because if things get too serious, then it doesn't work with me. Like, I'm gonna, enjoy my 10-15 minutes before the match with my people, and I'll try and just relax myself and just, as I said, enjoy myself before, because otherwise it's gonna affect me in a negative way. Oh yes, big time. I get nervous. Sometimes it's just, actually there are times that I don't want to go on court. There have been times that I didn't want to go on court, but then I consider, I don't know if this is gonna sound, cocky or in any way just, weird for someone, but I consider myself a strong person, mentally and physically, but then somehow I get over this and I just go on court and do what I have to do, and I think that's what got me that far. Well, tennis can be very lonely. There are times that, especially this year, like there were times that I was calling my mom and I was actually crying on the phone because I just didn't want to, I was feeling lonely. I didn't want to be there. And I felt like, a little girl just calling her mom and just crying because I didn't want to be wherever that was. Well, some of the days that, I wasn't feeling good, I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to get out of the room. My room was like a cave. It was everything, it was very dark, and it wasn't very, I had, my coaches coming into the room just trying to get me out of it, and I remember we were in a place in Europe where I didn't want to go out of the room, and it just dragged me, and we went for brunch. But I did feel better, getting out of the room, so I felt like, oh, that might help me. So then I started just going out for walks, and obviously speaking to my psychologist really helped me doing the right things. But yeah, it was a rough time. Top 3 tips for taking care of myself is speaking to my psychologist, having a good meal, Greek food. Any Greek food is good, and a good night's sleep.